And now, enjoy a life rich with results on The Rich Life with Anita Rich.
Hello and good morning. My name is Anita Rich, and I'm your host of The Rich Life, coming to you this morning live from Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood. It is December the 30th, 2013. I am so proud to let you know that my guest today is Whitton. Woo! You are in for such a treat. I have been waiting all year, hoping and praying that I could get her in, and woo! Right under the mistletoe. Well, I guess studio doesn't have that many mistletoes, but I have such an amazing powerhouse of a woman, talent beyond belief. I remember when I first saw her, I just couldn't even believe that a woman like this just even existed. Well, you're going to get to meet her, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about. Oh, yeah. Recently, she got the Independent Music Awards, nominated her for the Best Pop Album. That's for her album, Rare Bird. She's won lots of independent awards. She got the Best Female Acoustic Artist at the New York Music Festival. Her song, Bee Sting, won the Searchlight Songwriting Competition. She's got lots of music on TV and film placements, Gossip Girl, Delta Airlines, the MTV's Catfish, Dexter, Munchkin, Baby and Children products, just to name a few. I'm not even going to go in there. I'm going to let her tell you herself, because this is a woman who is beautiful, amazing on stage. She has stage presence like no other. I've seen her perform, and just a voice. You know what? I'm not going to talk about her. I'm just going to wait till she comes and joins us. In the meantime, how do I say thank you to everyone? How do I say thank you to Jenna Edwards and Linda Lopez, who said, yeah, come on down, do a show. And to Anne, who said, yeah, get a show going. Who would have thought that meeting John and having him make this so effortless, and meeting all the people at the studios, the people at the gates, the guards, there's a family here that I couldn't have built and created better had I tried to do it myself. Probably would never have gotten it to be what it is. So a shout out to everybody at Sunset Gower. Give yourself a round of applause. I have no idea of what 2014 is going to have in store for you, but I can certainly tell you that I've had a blast. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for keeping me coming back. Thank you for sending me amazing people to call, to invite on the show, to interview. Because without you, without your questions, without your desire to have us on here, I don't know, I would just be going back to my exciting life of being a realtor, which of course I still do 24/7. But I cannot tell you what this has meant to me. I cannot tell you how important this year has been. So how about you? How about you? Is there something that you wish you could have accomplished but you were afraid to? Is there something that you'd love to share but wanted kept anonymous? What is it that I can think about before we come back to see you in January, so that your life could become all that you wish it to be? Do you know of a doctor, a researcher, a mom, a friend, somebody that has something to share? Will you call me? Will you send me an email to anitaisrich@gmail.com? The website is just about up and running. You could like us on Facebook. I'll give it to you. Linda will give it to you. It's there somewhere. I'm always either forgetting a dot or a / or something, because I can't be a fabulous realtor, a great mom, a great grandmother, and a queen of techie. I mean, I just can't be all of those things. So I surround myself with talent. So what is it called, Linda? What is our Facebook? It's there somewhere.
www.facebook.com/The Rich Life Radio.
Okay, one more time.
One time fast. www.facebook.com/The Rich Life Radio. Please like us.
Woo! Thank you, Linda. And that was Linda, our amazing producer. So if you want to go and do something amazing, well, you'll have to call me to get to her. So what I'd like to tell you is 2014, for some reason, is going to be an amazing year. I don't know why. I've added up the numbers. You know, people take they add up the numbers and then they add them together and whatever. It's going to be wonderful because I'm going to be a grandmother for the second time. I am madly, insanely in love with my grandson. I love all of my 3 girls. And yes, with 3, there's always one that feels that somebody else is the favorite. Not true. You're all the favorite. Love and adore my mom, my brother, my husband, and all of our friends. And I want you to know that every day is work. Every day when I wake up, it's not like, woohoo, I am not independently wealthy. If I stop working today, I don't have enough to live on for the rest of my life. But my ability to have a career that is my goal, I have to tell you, is amazing. My career is exactly what I would do if I didn't have to work. I would want to help somebody sell their home. I would want to have somebody connect to somebody else who could help them with their loans. Marty in Option 1 Lending, you will soon start hearing a lot more about him. He's going to be on the website. If you need a lender to help you refinance, to help you invest, to talk to, give us a call. This is the one person I know in the universe, and I'm not exaggerating, who's in the loan business, who is there to serve. Unheard of, unprecedented. The man is amazing. And that is probably why my clients absolutely love him. I thought that they loved me the most, but sometimes I find out that I've got competition. Marty's in love. They're in love with him, rather. And Julia, my assistant. A shout out to Julia and Devin and Gina and Ariel and my whole amazing team, Alex and Linnea. You are just what make me the person I am today. And you guys are what allows me to do things like this, to come to Sunset Gower on Mondays to play, to hope that we've impacted at least one person's life who's tuned in, to hope that we're making a difference. And again, I won't know until you let me know. Now, interest rates are terrific. Condos are in demand. Inventory is low. People are buying and selling. If you have units and you don't know what to do with it, give us a call. We'll have them sold in 5 minutes. If you're too embarrassed because your property's upside down and you may have to, and I hope you don't, but you may have to walk from it, guess what? We can help you with it. You will not be paying taxes on the amount that the bank forgives you for not paying off. We will find a client. We will do it all confidential. You do not have to be embarrassed. Nobody will know. We will walk you through it from A to Z. We are 100% and total experts. I don't always sit and talk about real estate. I'm more than happy to. It's what I know how to do with one hand tied behind my back. It's something that I've had so much passion for that I'm going on 31 years of being a broker. I'm a certified residential, I'm that too. I'm a certified residential specialist. I'm a luxury director. I'm a commercial director. And I love what I do. Because I love to work, I love my life. I love the fact that I know what to do and to get it done. So now I'm going to take a short little break because you know what? I've got what you want to hear. As soon as we come back, we're going to have Whitton join us. So for the very first time on The Rich Life, we're going to have live music. I got to tell you, my heart is fluttering because I love nothing more. Well, food is my first really big love, but music is something that's always been there for me. I just feel that having grown up, in the 50s and the 60s, that whenever things were sad, I could listen to a song. And even to this day, I'll listen to something. My parents were very much of a genre that when I first heard you, I didn't know if I wanted to cry or jump up and down and clap. I mean, you have this 1940s, I have to ask you, I've got wonderful things about you of what you do and who you sound like, or who you admired. But I want to ask you, what brought you to, the Billie Holiday, the Nora Jones, sound? Tell me how all that came to be.
My sister is an impersonator. So she started off doing Marilyn Monroe. And so I would dress up in her wigs and and the makeup and the dresses. And she says, who would you impersonate? And I'm like, oh. and I loved Billie Holiday, but as you know, she's African American, so I'm like, how am I going to do that? And so I painted my skin and did the whole thing, and did a video for an audition and whatnot, and I decided to go my own separate way and just do my original music. But I think I don't know. I gravitate towards just classic, mature music, that clever lyrics, and there's nothing like real instruments, brass and strings, and it's very emotional.
So Al Jones had nothing on you being, blackface. You just kind of figured that out.
Yeah.
How many people in your family? How many kids?
Well, my parents are still married, and they had 6 kids because of The Sound of Music, the classic film. I know, and we all sing and play an instrument, and it's pretty fun. Yeah.
Wow. So how old were you when you started all of this?
Well, unfortunately I was the only child that didn't learn an instrument. They were all in band. Early in the morning, they'd wake up at 6 in the morning and play the trumpet and the trombone, and they had the whole classical section.
Wow.
they practiced in, and I was the youngest, so I kind of missed. Everybody moved on, and they got older, and so I went into dance. And then I started singing and dancing at the age of 6 in the Sunshine Generation kids show. We performed at the Flamingo Hilton in Reno, and at all the old age homes. We dazzled all around Reno. So
wow,
that was my beginning.
So that's why you move so well on stage. I remember when I saw you, and I thought, you happen to probably be the most feminine woman I've ever met.
Oh, thank you.
And there's something about having somebody on stage, and we all have ideas of what they should look like and how they should move. And I remember watching you and going, oh my God, I was excuse me. Thank God I don't have to sing. I was mesmerized, and I thought, oh my goodness. And that's why I'm so fascinated of how all that came about. And how long have you been in LA now?
On and off for, gosh, how old am I? Probably 8 to 10 years. I came down here. My brother was had a screen. What do they call it? A screening for a film, and at the Elephant Theater here on Vine Street. And so I was the one who died in his play. And it was actually a really tragic. I don't know, when you have to die every night for 5 weeks, it kind of...
It does. It messes with you a little bit.
It does. So, so I started performing here in his play, and then found myself a band, and started writing and recording.
Well, your writing is brilliant.
Oh,
I mean, I remember I came over a year or two ago, and you had just spent all night doing a jingle.
Yeah.
And it was brilliant. I mean, I was just like, because it's not something I can do at all, so I am beyond. I mean, I guess it's one thing for somebody to be given some music and say, here, learn the words and get the feel of a song. But then when I see somebody writing it and putting the music together, it's like, how does that come to you? It's amazing.
Well, that one was pretty simple for me because I have a manager friend that called me up and he says, "Oh, I have a Lowe's commercial. You gotta get on. You have 24 hours and you have to send me something." And so my trumpet player Ben, he has a studio that's as you know, you sold him the house.
I love that studio, you guys. It's amazing.
I know. And so anyways, we got the full band together, and 24 hours we wrote the song and had the guys come over and knocked it out and sent it, and there it was.
Yeah. Amazing. And then tell me about your album.
The album I released, the recent one.
Yeah.
Rare Bird was a collaboration album, which is influenced by big band and a little bit of swing and jazz, but definitely the root of it is singer-songwriter.
Wow, it's fabulous. I mean, I've heard a couple of songs on the track, and then now you're recording another one.
I am. So that album had much more of an ensemble. When you saw me live, I had the full 10-piece band. So, but this one is kind of going back to my roots a bit, and just solo stuff where it's stems from the guitar or just piano or so a bit stripped down. A little more of my emotional, deeper stuff.
Oh,
God.
Well, because you have this angelic face, so like people, it's hard to always imagine what is behind. You look at someone like you and people want to read you and they can't. You've got the magnificent, and I'm not trying to just compliment you, but it's really, I was literally sitting with my mouth open when I saw you perform. And I understand, obviously, well, now it's December 30th, so there won't be any more performances this year. But
Yeah.
give us your website. What should people look at?
It's www.whittonmusic.com.
And that's WHITTON music.com. See, I know hers. I don't know my own, but I know hers. I got to tell you, I'm so excited by knowing that you were willing. I can't even ask you like another thing. Would you do a song for us?
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
This one was pretty fun off my Rare Bird album called All I Want to Do. And it was placed in a Charlie Sheen movie this year called She Wants Me with Hilary Duff and Josh Gad. So it was pretty fun going to the screening and hearing the song in there. But this is it. I know I have a lot to do, but all I really want to do is think of you. Got errands and laundry, cleaning up our dog's poo. And I can't forget to take down our pictures too. This morning can't seem to get rid of you. The quiet, the coffee, and I sit without you. All the silly things you do, like peeing with the door open and drinking from the milk carton, the way you phrase my name when we're playing the stupid game. None of this is important anymore. 'Cause the things we once said we mean no more. 'Cause now they're tainted with feelings we don't understand. But all I really, really, really wanna do is love you. La da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ba 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 ba, la da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ba ba dee, ba ba dee. Thank you.
Oh my God, the love, the depth of your soul, the expression, the sharing, the openness, the vulnerability. Whitton, I don't even know what to say.
Oh,
I mean, you are this amazing woman.
Thank
What
you.
what is your drive? What is it that?
You know, other than my siblings always inspiring me and pushing me to be a better musician and songwriter, and I was born into this world kind of pensive and a deep observer, and I just kind of, I'm like a sponge. I soak in everybody's energy, and it just kind of comes out that way.
It's kind of interesting because I've heard it said that you kind of live your life as a gypsy, but you kind of have the discipline of a soldier.
Yeah, I think that's the Taurus in me, if you believe in.
When's
in
your
that
birthday?
stuff? May 4th.
May 4th. I'm April 24th.
Oh,
So
my
I'm-
sister's the 25th. Geminis.
Ah.
Love Geminis. Yeah.
Well, May 25th.
May 25th.
Yeah, it's interesting because Shirley MacLaine and Barbara Streisand are April 24th.
Oh.
I can neither sing nor act, but love them both. Although, I think acting is what we do as mothers and women and
Sure.
all of that.
Sure.
So, so the drive of a Taurus. That's interesting because I have my mother's May 3rd, my daughter's May 9th, and my grandson's May 15th.
Whoa.
Woo! So May is now you are in my May month.
Yeah.
Say that quickly 3 times. And so, okay, and then the album that you're going to be doing, are you calling it Studio 206? Is that what it's called? What's it called?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. I at Ben's studio, 206 Studios. That's his studio.
Uh-huh.
And I basically went over there this summer and recorded to 10 to 15 songs.
Wow.
So I'm weeding through the ones, because when it comes to an album, you like to, at least for me, put the same colors and the same kind of, you want to put the CD in and just keep driving and not skip any numbers,
I love that.
So just pairing the right songs and the story behind all of the songs and are important.
So, well, I don't know if this is appropriate, so you'll tell me. So the stories behind the song, are they little excerpts of your life that inspired a song, or just an incident or conversation? Like, how does that work? Since I know nothing about writing.
Well, everybody writes differently, and for me, if I were to pick up my guitar, I'm a self-taught guitar player, by the way. So I just pick it up and I, diddle around here and figure out what chords sound good to me, and then the lyrics come that way, and I just start singing and how the chords make me feel and what kind of emotion that brings, and then I write from there. Now, if somebody came to me and said, "Hey, I need a Lowe's commercial idea," well, I take from my personal experience, and usually they give you the points that they need, like never stop trying, or whatever their campaign is. So I take from that, from personal experience, and I put theirs together with mine. And
do you co-write with anybody, or is this mostly?
I do my own. Well, and I just started the last couple years collaboration, which has been really fun because you learn from everybody, and but it's definitely, you can't just collaborate with anybody. It's like dating, Yeah. So it's been a challenge to find the right partners to write with, and the chemistry and all that. But I love it all. I love everything. Every time I wake up, I love my life. That's what I do all day, is just music. So it's
who
been
better
fun.
To be on a Rich Life than
I know.
Miss Whitton?
I know.
And
I fit right in.
Thank you. And can you share with us, which I kind of feel like I'm coming to you saying, well, they may not believe me, but they're going to believe you. What is it that can make life so fulfilling when you're doing what fits naturally?
What is so appealing about it?
Well, I mean, think about it. Like, you wake up in the morning and you get to do what you love to do. It's not like you have to go to an office or work from 9 to 5, and then you come home and you cook dinner and you feed the kids or whatever, or you clean, and then you can sit down and write for a few hours. You can start your day with what you love, which is what I talk about. I wake up in the morning and I go, who needs me out there? Who's a family whose house is too big, too small, wants to invest, needs a write-off, whatever. And then I kind of start with that. Like, I go with the need.
Right.
And do you feel that when you create music, like what is it that you have in your mind in a perfect world of, like, my listening to your music? You already know how I feel, but without my actually sitting here and just, wiping the drool. I mean, what is it that you hope to impart in somebody?
Well, I've been lucky to say that I have experienced that reward already. Every time I perform, there's people in the audience that know the lyrics to my songs. So which they've been watching me on YouTube, or discovered my CD through a friend, or heard me on The Rich Show.
That's right. They will. I'll make sure of that.
Yeah. So that by itself is definitely a part of my drive. And on another note, not just music, but I'm totally a foodie. So I wake
You
up in
are
the
a
morning.
foodie.
I'm such a foodie. I wake up in the morning and I juice every day, and I have a pretty substantial garden at my house in Glendora. So I pick my own veggies and do the whole thing. So I mean that really fulfills my life as well. And then I have the full afternoon and night to do music, and so I have a pretty rich life.
It does really sound like that. And right. And it doesn't matter how big the house is or, because that's the whole point. Like you love growing your own garden. And, I have to tell you, I've been doing that for a long time. And there's nothing as wonderful, like even just having plants in my house. Linda came over to my house and, she brought me a plant and I said, oh, I'm going to have this forever. And I said, come on in. And what did I have? I had orchids everywhere, and I'm one of those people that I wait like for the following year, and every day, do you want less water? What do you want? And then they bloom again. People are like, oh, once they bloomed, I throw them away.
No,
Bring them, drop them off at my doorstep. I will adopt them. I will bring them back to life in another year.
Yeah.
And there's something so satisfying in that.
Right. Well, they give you oxygen.
Yeah.
They,
okay. Hello.
They give you some type of food and
try to sing without that.
Yeah. Right, you can't. And I actually read somewhere that without plants indoors, you actually are creating pollution. And
That's
so
right.
having the plants and and the windows open, I mean, it's you have to do that.
Oh my goodness! Well, you'll come to my house and you'll see that my husband's like, I'm freezing. I go put on a sweatshirt. I'm opening up the window. So, if we had this magical window to look at, where would we see you a year from now?
Oh my goodness. Always recording, always writing. Hopefully releasing, more albums along the way, and YouTube videos. YouTube is really, really important. So that's my New Year's resolution, is getting as much video as possible.
Are you going to do like possibly something in movies, acting? I mean, you're stunning with
I've been approached a handful of times, but the situation never unfolded right. So,
but you would consider
I would
it.
love to. I would love to. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that all you producers and directors don't think that she can only do a jingle or do a wonderful album. The most beautiful Whitton, who can move and dance and sing and write and kind of do all of it and make the best smoothie you've ever had in your whole entire life. There it is for the asking. Wow. I just, maybe it's because it's something that I absolutely can't do and I can't imagine. I sit and I try to do like little rhymes, with my grandson. And when I get two words together, it's like, woohoo!
Yeah.
And I think all these things, that flow in your head. Is there like, if somebody wanted to do something like this, I mean, is there a place where you could study this? I know that most people's comes from this, like Billie Holiday came from her suffering, and luckily I don't have to wait for you to suffer like that.
Yeah, where do you find that inspiration? That's interesting. And again, everybody's different. And, I started really inspiring once a week object writing session.
Wow.
So I've been getting together with, and you don't have to be just a songwriter. You can be, in real estate. You could be a painter. You can, do anything and really fit into this object writing. And basically, it's an exercise that you give yourself, your emotional self, to help dig out your creative side at a faster rate. So it's like it's going to the gym, like working out your muscles. And so we all write together, and then we share what we've written, and we focus on the five senses.
Wow. Like,
yeah.
Hear, smell, taste.
So then we write, yeah.
What are the other two?
What are the other? Taste, vision, hearing, and touch, smell.
You got it. Okay, just testing.
So that's been really inspiring for me, and so that helps me dig out, anything that I'm harboring.
I'd love to. I mean, is that something you'd ever invite me to?
Of course.
I can barely speak English, but I'd be happy to try to write.
Yeah.
But
no, it's been such a help. It's a lot of famous songwriters actually hold their own object writing sessions.
Wow. I did The Artist's Way, which
that's a book I'm supposed to read. Everybody keeps it's this month that book has been. Every other day, somebody's told me I should
Well,
read that
I
book.
read the book, and then I did a 3-day seminar at Zucca Lake, just a little past Santa Barbara. And what just the basic premise of it was, everybody's an artist of some sorts. Like sometimes I say, I am not even creative, and then people go, did you ever look at your Thanksgiving table? Like, it's magnificent because I spend a lot of time going out and picking berries and, just doing something. And I probably putter with my table longer than my husband and his brother putter with the turkey. Like, my table has to be whatever. And they go, that's your, and I go, really? Like, I never thought of that.
Sure.
Or
That's
I'll
your
make a
creative.
drink. Yeah. I'll make a punch. And the punch has to be like, something extraordinary. I'll take a recipe and no, that's
See, you're
not
an
enough.
artist. You don't have to be a singer or a writer, or you can.
But your art is it just speaks
thank
volumes
you.
to me. But
Thank
that's the whole thing, and that's what the artist way is about. So, you'll start off with like write down 100 things you'd like to do. Well, as crazy as it sounds, when I was a kid, all we did was I only learned how to do the breaststroke, and I'd love to be able to do the crawl. And my husband looks at me and goes, I'll put you in the bathtub and I'll drown you. It'll be fine. And I'm like, no, that's what I want to learn before I die. And so you write down 100 things, and some of them are really simple to do. So before you know it,
Right.
you've gotten past a few. And who would have thought? I never even realized that. I mean, this is a brilliant thing you're doing, and I think it's so healing for those who aren't actually writing a song, and then they could be telling a story in what they're writing and give you.
Sure, we really
Wow.
feed off of each other.
That's
and for the
amazing.
next, you do one sitting of object writing for 5 minutes, and then you share what you have written, and then the next is 10 minutes. And so, nevertheless, do the other people in the room really push you to kind of, over the edge a little bit, to write something deeper and deeper and deeper. So.
Do you ever make fun of people who write like silly things to say?
No, I love it. I love it. It's life is so colorful.
Yes.
People are so colorful, and when people get down about what they've written or their art or they can't do this, it's it's just another form of art, and there's no judgment there. For me, it's just it.
How did you
Everybody's
become so wonderful, Whitton? How did you become this person? No, really. You have such a big, open, vulnerable, willing heart.
it helps having a big family. It really does. We all share it, and what mine is yours and yours is mine. And my mother was studied nutrition my whole life, so that's where the food came in. And I just have a really good family, and I'm thankful for that.
Girls, boys, what's the mix?
3 girls and 3 boys.
Wow. And so
Yeah.
you're the baby?
I'm the baby.
But you're not even spoiled. You're not bratty and none of that.
Well, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, that's for sure. My dad worked my whole life and spent all of his money putting me through all my siblings through Catholic school.
Wow, nice.
So and Catholic school or private school is really expensive.
Oh yeah.
So our education and our well-being was very important, and I'm thankful for that now. Now, if you would have asked me back then, I was not always fitting in, and
That's
didn't
very
like
important
it.
for the youngest because you have to show. So if you had to give us just some quick New Year goals, anything you'd share?
Well, definitely the pumping out the YouTube videos.
YouTube, here she comes.
Yeah. And honestly, just really taking back this year and this coming year to write not good songs, but great songs. I think nowadays there's a lack of, the detail in our clothing, the detail in our food, the detail in everything.
Because we're so expedient.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. So I'm taking a step back to hone in on the details of things, and definitely my songs. So hopefully that.
My resolution is to never miss a song of Whitton's for as long as I live. My second resolution is to beg and invite myself up into these writing groups, and then I can come and talk to you about it because that
you'll
is
love it.
so exciting.
It's so fun.
Begging Whitton to maybe write something that we can play on the show every week, like something
Yeah,
about the
that would
rich
be
life,
fun.
and then that'll be who knows where that's going to lead.
Yeah.
And to be able to bring this kind of quality guest to all of you, and so the more of you that tell each other that we exist, the more people that write in and say, hey, ask Whitton this, or, find out, or go on her website. And your website again is?
www.whittonmusic.com.
You can't forget it. Find her on the videos. She is so amazing and so brilliant. I don't even know what to tell you guys. And you hear this, and this is what it is. People go, well, I was the youngest of 3 or youngest of 2 or the youngest of 12. And, this didn't happen and that didn't happen. Have you guys heard one word of complaint from her of like, I was the youngest and I got pushed to the side? No. My dad spent his life putting all of us through Catholic school. My dad cared. I got an education. I'm passing it on. I think the soldier disciplines come from that. Because, a lot of us talk the talk. And I think the reason I came on to do all of this stuff is so that I could walk the talk. And I could go out there, and I know how busy you are, and I'm so grateful that you took this time, because it's driving down to Sunset, and it's parking, and it's 44 miles from the parking lot. I'm just exaggerating in case anybody else wants to come on the show. And it's all of that stuff, and coming into the studio and taking the time. And it takes a lot, and I am so grateful, and I so appreciate you having done that. And I will follow you to the moon and stars. And the minute you have something happening in 2014, Sunset Gower Studios and I'm going to be like Santa with the sleigh. I'm going to bring all of them running, and we're going to come to do the show, because your song is brilliant. But when people can actually see you up there being as young as you are, bringing in that genre, like I grew up in that age, so I heard a lot of those songs. Like a lot of people, they'll say, "Billy who? Is that a vacation resort?"
Right.
And so that who Billie Holiday. But knowing that, and knowing that you were able to bring that without having to have lived that torment. I mean, that's there's a reason we called them, what were they, torch singers, or
Tortured souls.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So what do you have to do? I mean, aside from having come here to die in your brother's play, 5 days a week,
right?
what do you have to do, like when you take on a song and really want to, emote that feeling?
Well, I think nowadays people want connection. They want something real. And I auditioned for The Voice 2 times, and obviously I didn't get on the show. And I think the reason why is because covering another person's song, I have a hard time faking it. Singing somebody else's word. I mean, there are songs I connect with, but naturally I have that when I write. I have to write from that place. It just I don't know how to any other way.
Got it.
So unfortunately I don't have that good of an answer. Other than it's just how it is.
Christina, you remember when I first saw you when you were the genie out of the bottle? Come on, come on.
Yeah, but there are, and I do appreciate like people on The Voice. They go on that show and they're singers. That's what they are meant to do. I'm a songwriter who loves to sing my own songs.
Got it. Wow. But that's what's so beautiful about you, on top of everything else, is that you don't take yourself that seriously and go, well, I didn't get it, because obviously you could probably sing circles around a lot of the people.
Sure.
But it's that. Sure. And you know what? And here's what I know. If you wanted to get on the show, then you would just take the belief, because you already know that it's a belief that it's somebody else's song. You would take that song, own it, and put it out there, if that's what you wanted to do. And and that's what's so beautiful about people like you, who are as conscious as you are, to understand that, I'm doing that, and this is what it would take. And sometimes to say, it's worth it, it's not worth it. I'm going to be that person, I'm not going to be that person. And that's what's always going to allow you to keep your integrity.
Sure.
And allow you to bring to that. So anything final? This is the fastest hour in television.
I know, it went by fast.
I know. So anything you want to leave us with?
I think that just be yourself.
Wow.
Understand yourself and really dig deep on what you want and what you don't want, and I think life will come out how you want it.
I have a funny feeling that this is a lady we're all going to see a lot more of. I thank you.
Hope so.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming. I can't wait in January. You're going to hear the Rich song, and I'm going to totally leave it over to the master, and she's going to come up with something. We'll record something.
That's going to be fun.
I'm so excited about that. I want you guys to know that 2013 has been amazing. 2014, I don't even know where it's going to go, but it all depends on you. Like us on Facebook. Let us know what you want to hear. And just remember, life is rich. I'm Anita Rich, rich with results. And I love you, mean it. Happy New Year, everybody. Woo!